Anne from Game Like a Mother. I specialize in games that can be played in 20 minutes or less, and I very much enjoy a nice little card game. And a game that got a lot of buzz in the last year or so was Scout. Scout is fantastic. I enjoy it thoroughly. But there is a new game I've been playing that fits sort of the same niche in my collection, but is a bit more family friendly or easier for people who haven't played a lot of card games to do well at. First of all, if you haven't played Scout, the premise of the game is it's a ladder climbing game in which you have to play cards out that beat what other people have already played out in the center of the table. So it's not like a standard trick-taking game, it's ladder climbing. And the trick to it is you are all dealt a hand of cards, but you are not allowed to reorganize the cards in your hand. When you pick them up, that's the order that they have to be when you're going to be playing them out. But the cards are two-sided. So if you like at the beginning of each hand, you look at your cards and then you carefully turn your whole hand over and you look at a different set of numbers on the bottom side of the cards and you decide which side you want to play with for the hand. And then once you've decided, you're getting to play cards out, but if you want to play a pair, they have to be right by each other in your hand. And so you play a pair of cards out on a round, and if you play like a pair of twos, and then you would a 3 on one side of it, and then a 4 and a 5 on the other side. Now, by playing those twos, you've brought those cards together, and now you have a run that you'd be able to play at a future time. Another key part of the game is scouting. If somebody's played something out into the center, instead of playing on top of that, you have the choice to scout one of the cards. You can pick one of the end cards off and insert it into your hand, and that can be a really great way to create big runs or nice sets of the same number. And the game is great. I love the game. It's one of my go-tos with my husband and my parents who have played a lot of card games, so this just all comes really naturally to them. A few problems for the game if you're playing with people that the whole concept of this type of card game is new to them. It can be a bit confusing with the two-sided cards. You constantly have to declare what you're playing out, especially with the single cards. You say, this is a 9, because there's a different number on the other side of the card. And if somebody's sitting across from you at the table, they're seeing it upside down. So that can be a little bit tricky. And the being able to scout well and finesse your hand and be able to play out the cards in the most efficient manner, it becomes apparent really quickly who the more experienced card players are in your group because they will do better at the game. So we have recently started playing Reign of Dragoness by Grandpa Beck. It came out in 2022. It is another ladder climbing game with a great theme. Yay, dragons. And it accomplishes a lot of what Scout does, but what you have to do for the game is just a bit simpler. And so it seems like people who aren't as experienced with card games can be much more successful with this game. But I, as a person who play a lot of card games, still thoroughly enjoy it and feel like I'm getting to make interesting strategic decisions. You're dealt out a hand of cards and you're trying to be the first to play all of your cards, but you have to follow the pattern of whatever has been played out. So if you have a hand where you say, oh, great, I have all these big sets and I have these really good runs, but whoever's in the lead is playing out single cards, you have to decide, oh, do I want to break up some of my really good sets or runs in my hand so I can try to get in the lead? Or do I just hold tight and wait and hopefully somebody will play something that then I can play one of my big things, my big sets or runs on and get in the lead and win? So you have good decisions there. They have some really nice power cards. There's Dragon Knight, Page, Squire. There's a Revive card where you get to play Dragon Egg down and then you get to have another turn to play, again, a low set of whatever's been played out. There are different clans of the dragons, so that's a tiebreaker if somebody plays a single card out, but you have the same number and your card has more jewels on the side, then you get to play it. So there's fun, interesting things still happening in the game, and they have standard rules, advanced rules. Once you've played it a bit, you can level up the play and have more going on. So it's a nice little card game, all of the fun of Scout, but just I can play this with my 8-year-old son, and he can fully manage the strategy on his own and be in it, and I don't know if I'm going to beat him or not because he's able to handle what we're doing in the game, which is what you want. So that's it for me today. You can check out my website and my YouTube channel for more of my content. Thank you so much for having me on, and back to the folks at the studio.